All right, the trimming is done. Just taking a little breather before I get to the cutting, and then once I do the cutting, then blow everything down, and that'll be a wrap. Yeah, all right. So I saw something that was in the mix of this jungle back here, and and I thought it was cool. I thought I'd share it with you real quick. Hold on. Yeah, this painting right here, and then they got two paintings right here, which I thought was pretty cool. It says Beacon Heights spreads learning to help us grow. You know, and I thought that was, you know, pretty cool that it was hidden in the mix of this jungle right here. And they got the good pavilion back here. You know, so, you know, they got with the basketball courts and everything over here. And so, I wanted to touch on something real quick. And I didn't want to seem too crazy or harsh, but was I wrong for saying something about the cotton? Because I'm about to cut them down like right now, you know what I mean? But was I wrong for saying something about the cotton and instead of, you know, showing them how to, you know, grow cotton and stuff like that, they can show them how to grow for clean eating. You know what I mean? Because I mean, that's the thing right now, you know what I mean? And we got these obese kids out here. Heck, you know, us adults, you know, we could, you know, stand a chance to learn more about, you know, healthy eating and this and that or whatever, because, you know, I know, you know, all this fast food and tater tots and stuff like that, that's what's reasonable for the pockets. You know what I mean? And trust me, I totally understand. You know, I got sons, nieces, nephews, you know, all of that, and I totally understand. But anytime that we can get abreast of, you know, how to eat right, stay disciplined with eating right, and stuff like that. And I think it, you know, it all starts with, you know, with the schools. Well, put it this way, it starts with the home. Then, you know, they can reinforce it in the schools and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But trust me, I understand, you know, as far as costs, and I know it costs, you know, a lot. But that's when, you know, we go and start growing, you know, our own fruits, veggies, and stuff like that, you know, to keep us, you know, healthy living versus, you know, showing them how to pick cotton. Well, I shouldn't say pick cotton. I'm sorry. Showing us how to grow cotton. Okay. I don't know if there's another explanation to why they have cotton there. Please leave a comment below. I would love to hear it. But I think it's a lot of other things that they could be learning. Far as knowing how to grow something other than cotton. That's just, you know, my theory. That's just my assumption. I could be wrong, but please, by all means, you know, if you know another way, or if there's another explanation, I'm open, you know, for all ideas. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, and I didn't mean to sound harsh by that, but it just kind of threw me off. And they had, you know, the partnerships with, you know, who they had the partnerships with and this and that, but where is the partnership? I don't know. So that's why I said Next Generation Landscaping is the partnership, you know, as of right now. So we're gonna go ahead, get this done, you know, finish cutting these two beds down, get the cotton out of here and straighten that up, go ahead, cut, and then blow everything down, and then it'll be a wrap for Beacon Heights. Man, it took us three parts to complete this school, you know. But, you know, it's all good, and that's, you know, way the cookie crumbles sometimes. You know, they needed the help. I'm glad I'm able to provide the service. Then we'll be moving on to the next. All right. So I'm about to go in here, eat me a banana real quick, get me some water, get the cut. All right. See you in a minute.
Wow.